Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today on Scare Dad, we're going to talk about. Ow! Did you just bite me?
What? I didn't bite you.
Dude, you did it. There's like teeth marks on me. What the heck?
It's your fault.
I didn't even know you were there. You just came down and bit me. What are you anyway? You some kind of werewolf, spider? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know. I never knew my parents.
Oh, that's pretty sad, actually. So what's going to happen to me? Am I going to turn into a werewolf? Am I going to get spider powers? Like, what's the deal?
You see, I don't really know. That's why I bit you. I've never bit anyone before.
Okay. So I guess we just sit here and wait.
So, how about that weather?
Let's try this again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today on Scare Dad, we're going to talk about a couple of really cool props from Distortions Unlimited. Now, let's start out with the oldest one first, and that is the one you just saw over my shoulder, the wolf spider. This thing is pretty cool looking. Now, as far as their spider collection goes, I would say it's not my favorite. I think it's probably the hardest to use, but it's not because of the way it looks, because this thing looks amazing. The sculpt on it is super cool. Detail on the face is awesome. I mean, they gave him paws on the legs, and you can see like the little hind legs on the wolf up on the spider, and very cool design. I really like the look of it. It's a little bit harder to use. I mean, if you're just doing Halloween, you can stick it anywhere because it's freaking cool looking. But as far as like if you're trying to theme it a certain way, would it go with werewolves? Would it go with spiders? Is it maybe the transition between your spider area into the werewolf area? I don't know. Super cool prop though. Again, what they do with their designs and the way that they sculpt these things is unbelievable. There's no one better, and that's why Distortions is my favorite Halloween company. Now, it's been 3 years in a row we've gotten a spider. First we got the Jack Widow, then we got the alien spider, now we've got the wolf spider. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll get a spider every year. So I was trying to brainstorm on a couple ideas that they could do for spiders. Excuse the drawings, it's been a while since I've been drawing in, so they could be better. Anyway, take a look, see what you think. So my first thought was we got the wolf spider, so maybe we're going to go with another classic monster and go with like a vampire bat kind of spider, right? So you get the spider that's kind of got like a bat-like face and he's got the big wings coming up, and this thing could look really good, especially if you have someone better at designing it than me. I think it could be really cool having a spider silhouette and with the big wings coming up. My second thought was, what if you had a spider that was kind of like made out of human parts? You could have like a kind of humanish head, right? But you got like the spider eyes on it and the spider things coming out the mouth and like human arms and human legs kind of coming out the back, weird human faces and parts of like noses, ears, and eyes on the back of it. I don't know, some kind of weird like Spider-Man. Now, better edit that out because I don't want Disney suing me. So make sure you edit that out, okay? What the heck? I thought I said to edit it out. Why is that still in there? I gotta call my editor. Oh, that was loud. Hello? Yeah, I asked you to edit out that Spider-Man part. What are you doing? Bebop, boobop, bebop, boobop. Are you even listening to me? Why should I be the first? You know what? Forget it. You're fired. You're done. You're a terrible editor anyway. This is your last video. Goodbye. All right. Sorry about that. So anyway. Really? Are you done? God, I hate this guy. Get out of here. So anyway, those are just a couple ideas I had for possible distortion spiders. But what are some cool ideas you think distortions could do for this spider next year? Put it down in the comments below. And if you're reading the comments, put a like next to your favorite ideas so we can kind of get a sense of what the best spider idea might be for distortions next year. While you're at it, if you're new here, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe, it'd be great. The bell for notifications, or just like the video. It really helps out with the algorithm and really appreciate it. All right, so now let's move on to the next prop that Distortions Unlimited created for 2025, and that is the Goblin. Yes, 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 yes. No, no. Double negative, which still means yes. Yes. I love this thing. I think it is such a cool idea to just give you that classic fantasy monster. And not only is the design great, the sculpt is amazing, but just the way they created it, it looks like it could move at any minute. It is perfect. I love everything about it. I love the color. I love the sculpting, the expression on his face. I think this is great. Now, in the last video, I was saying how much I love the mummy, and I do love the mummy. But I think when you take a creature like this and you create so much character out of it, right? Where it just looks like it could move at any second. In some ways, I think that tops an awesome prop like the mummy. Because with the mummy, it's kind of like an action pose, right? You get the mouth kind of coming down and you look at it and it looks awesome, but you know it's static, right? But with the way they did this goblin, and they've done it with some of their other props, like the pumpkin witch that they did is very similar. You know, even the other witch where it's like they just have an expression on their face. They're not like opening their mouth. They're not like in the middle of doing something. They're just there, and you kind of look at them and think that could move. Like it looks so real that it could move. I love the mummy and I love Scarewolf as legends. I think they look amazing. But again, because they've got that open mouth pose, you know, no one stands there like that. So with the fact that you've got this awesome pose, but the mouth's closed and it's just kind of looking, this thing looks like it could be alive. Now, I personally love this, and I think if other people love it as well and support it with your pocketbook, I would love to see Distortions kind of expand on it, right? You could use the same sculpt, but just give us a different paint job and then maybe sell accessories. Give the option to give it a beard, right? You can make like a Goblin King. Nope, not that Goblin King, but that would be cool too, right? Who doesn't want a great David Bowie prop? Like, for instance, here's a few ideas I had, right? You've got the purplish skin with the beard, and he's got like a crown and some jewelry on and a staff, and now you've got a Goblin King, right? Give us like a goblin, I don't know if he's a miner or a tinkerer or inventor, whatever, but he's kind of got like the steampunk goggles, right? This kind of weird, like pickaxey thing. Cool. Give us a goblin warrior with like a cool helmet with the horns and a sword. Like you could do so much with these. But I think even if you just gave us different colors, right? Kind of like you did with the Raptor last year. Somebody who wants to create a whole scene of goblins could accessorize it themselves as well. Now you could sell accessories to them so you could really change it up if that's something you want to get into. And again, I think you have to look at the sales of the prop, right? And see is there enough demand for it. But if you have one goblin, right, kind of cool to have more than one. And with just the right accessories on it, they look like they're different characters, even though it's the same exact sculpt. Just an idea, throwing it out there, something I think would be cool, but not everyone agrees with me. So tell me what you think in the comments below. But I would love to see more of these fantasy creatures. You know, they gave us the giant, right? They've given us a cool dragon, and I think this goblin's great. A cool orc or cyclops, or I think fantasy Halloween is some of my favorite. I'm not as into personally the slasher horror, butcher scene, you know, blood and guts. It's not my thing. I love fantasy. I love fantasy horror. When I was a kid, that's kind of what we grew up with, like those fantasy movies that were pretty dark for kids' movies at the time. We had cool stuff like the Dark Crystal, and you had the Neverending Story and Legend, and all those cool movies that were just kind of scary, spooky, cool fantasy. And I love that personally because I love with Halloween the idea of being transported to a different world. Some people like walking into something terrifying in this world, like a butcher scene or a, you know, backwoods family that could really exist here. And that's terrifying in its own way. I'm kind of more into the fantasy, and I just think this character is perfect. Like Marsha said, if you wanted to, you could just throw it into a pumpkin scene. You could kind of put it anywhere, right? Peeking out of the trees somewhere, or the bushes, or just in the corner of a cave scene. You could put it anywhere and it would fit. It looks like he could come alive at any moment. Perfect character design. Paint job's amazing. Again, I love him. If you really want to go into a whole fantasy Halloween thing, perfect. He's awesome. And I hope he does well because I would love to see Distortions do more with these kind of characters. And yes, thank you, Distortions. I think he's amazing. And I hope we get some more cool ideas like this. But anyway, tell me what you think in the comments down below. Give me your spider ideas. What do you think about the goblin? Maybe some goblin accessories. What do you think about that idea? And that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. I am Scared Dad. Spooky season's coming. So go get ready.
So, you feel different yet?
No, I don't feel anything except I'm really itchy. Did you give me fleas?